So you want to base it against that squat position.
Here we go, legs, 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 featuring a gym bro. Yes, this guy came out of his way and asked, let's do a session. The balls, the confidence. That's what I keep saying to a lot of gym bros. Just ask. If you don't ask, you shall never receive. So what I'm basically saying, because you cannot hear what I'm saying because I'm quite far, this is why I need a microphone attached to my body. But yes, that's for future references. So, straight into that warm-up. Get into that deep squat, hold into that position. This is what I'm basically explaining. How to open up the knees, open up the hips, and going straight into it. So we start with squatting for 20 reps and pausing and doing another 20 reps. This video is going to be quite long, so I'm going to give you a pre-warmer or pre-warning advice. Grab your popcorn if you need to. Grab your food, grab your snack. I've definitely got my food. I got my snacks. Why? Because food is life. So grab that family member that you need to, grab that spouse, grab someone, phone someone, do what you need to do. Sit down, because this video is going to be quite long, and just take it in. So with no further ado, let's freaking get it. I remember me squatting with the gym bro Luca, and I remember me saying to him, it's good I'm training with somebody else once. We're so used to training our own ways, especially when you're at a certain level of fitness. You're stuck in your own ways sometimes, that when you see other people fatigue or, you know, they start to struggle, it makes you realize how far you've come. And not just how far you've come, how far other people have come. How we all start from somewhere and how we're all heading towards the same direction. You know, it's just always humbling.
Every time. That's all. I'm so used to it now. It's like, wait. My legs got hot. You're young, man. You got time. Let's take them before. Go. I'll do sets. No, just normal set. I'll do a super set then. So I'll do like, I'll start from the front. It's not right. Just feel it. It's not right. It's not right. Good quads, nice. If you're struggling, she wants to relax. Yeah. Just warm it up. It's going to be quite intense though. We're going to back. So get ready, just get ready. I'm up for it. Now for a challenge. You're training with Kevin's squats. Come on, you have to push, man. Are you ready? Yeah. So we're doing superset, right? Yeah, go for it. What is that for? You're ready to do concentrate hamstrings. Okay. So you're going to straight to hamstring class with this. Oh, this? Yes. I know. Just show me. It's really fun. I know this before. Good, there you go. Oh yeah, that's better.
Hold up. This sort of movement for hamstrings, I wouldn't recommend anyone to just do this because it's quite an advanced exercise. But because we're training together, and obviously Luca wants to know how I train, and he wants to get some tips and learn, yes, I'm giving this advice and tip. Usually I'll give an alternative exercise because you got to get used to the mind to muscle connection, how the body functions to really execute this exercise. Otherwise you may further injure yourself. So stay up and always remember the basics. Luca wasn't comfortable with this exercise, but he still pushed himself into the deep end. That's what it's all about, learning and achieving and moving to success. Did you push yourself today? Did you?
I want to try and correct something.
I had to correct Luca's form before we moved on to the next exercise. I needed him to remember how to do it correctly before moving forward. Remember, in life, every little thing helps.
Yes. Lean forward here.
Mission equals success, and that's it. It's just a little habits like tucking your knees just below the seating bench, reaching your hands further on the pad, etc.
But because I know you want to do squats, we'll do a bit of squats for you. Yeah.
I'm giving you a scenario here. I want you to look at this squat. Look at this squat, picture in your mind how the squat is meant to be, or if this is the correct squat. Just remember, look at the squat, and then I want you to use your imagination coming forward. Stay tuned. Okay, so I had to pinpoint a few points that he could use to improve his squat. So he kind of leans a bit forward and it kind of rocks into it and then sits down, which puts pressure on the knees. Not only that, he loses stability, which can be very dangerous when upping up the weight. So you need to be stable and strong and firm on the ground. Can I get a rewind? So if you look very carefully, he kind of sticks his hips forward rocks or leans forward, then kind of throws himself back and then slightly pushes his knees forward, which puts pressure on himself over time. By the way, Luca squats very well. It's just small pinpoints he can use to scale his squat in the future. This younger generation, I'm telling you, they're crushing it. I wish I was this ambitious, back at that age. It's crazy. Am I perfect? No, we are all still learning and striving. The best way I can describe how to do a really good squat is when you're about to get into that descending phase, take a deep breath in. Imagine you're going underwater. You're sitting into that squat like you're on a toilet seat. You sit into it, and as you drive up, you breathe out. And again, you take a deep breath in and you sit deep into that squat and then drive yourself up. Your only focus should be up and down. Remember, not forward or backwards, just up and down, underwater. If you notice, me and Luca may be doing squats, but we're training slightly different. Luca's focusing on that momentum, getting used to squatting efficiently, whereas I'm focusing more on time on attention, holding at the bottom of the movement and driving myself up. So usually I just record one set of an exercise and then I usually move on. So you kind of get the idea, 3 sets, etc, etc. This time round, be prepared for the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Sometimes you might see 2 sets of an exercise or even 3 sets, etc. Just be prepared for something different. So stay tuned and remember, grab that popcorn. Or even better, some sort of protein supplements. Yeah.
That was good, huh? That's alright. Let me get something 3 takes off.
I believe, yes, you can touch upon something in a session. There's only so much you can learn within that session. Yes, I've told Luca what he needs to do to improve his squats. By the way, he squats really well. But he has to take this advice. If he's watching this, so this is to Luca. Luca, if you're watching this video right now, just go back to my previous clip I was speaking about how to squat correctly, about taking a deep breath in, etc, etc. Watch it back and slowly you will get it. And that's to anybody, whatever exercise you're doing, it takes time. You're not going to learn it within that session. Why? Because great things take time. You see, this is why it's great that we touched upon the squat mechanics at the start of our session. So now Luca knows what he needs to do moving forward to improve his squats. Remember, a lot of people tend to squat incorrectly and further damage their knees in the long run. Squatting is not meant to impact your knees. Squatting actually strengthens your knees over time. So take that tip moving forward.
He knows what he's doing.
I want you to look at my fault here. I never recommend any beginners to do this. Watch when I come up from the squats, my back comes up first. Usually you're meant to drive yourself up. When fatigue sets in, your back will overcompensate. Other muscles will try and help assist in the move. So I still go through the motion, but for a beginner, I'll never recommend you to do this. I always say just throw it back and keep it moving. Yes, cheat reps do exist, and yes, cheat reps can be useful when building muscle to a certain extent, but I'm speaking from a beginner perspective. If that's you, you should be focusing on mind to muscle connection and of course executing the exercise with great form. Alright, so straight to RDLs on the hack squat. This is a very advanced exercise. I never recommend anybody, even a beginner or even intermediate, to even be doing this because it's very mechanical. But I said, let me just give Luke an example of how to execute this exercise. We're doing a reverse hack squat and we're doing RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, focus on that hamstrings. Alright, so everybody's very different, and Luca, this gym bro, is very optimistic. Even though we wasn't going to do this for his set during this, this round, I said let me just show him how to, utilize and use this exercise. And this exercise is much more harder than you may think. It looks easy when you see someone do it, but this is a very complex exercise and he did struggle with it. Which just goes to show that things can take time. The aim here wasn't executing this exercise, but understanding how it works and feeling that mind to muscle connection on those hamstrings.
So leg straight. Try to avoid it. Look straight. Try your natural spine. How's that look? Arch your back. Outside. You're doing it. Really stick it out. Get more patience. Arch it. Yes. So legs straight and then arch your back and go really back. Stick it outside. Legs straight, arch. Move it down. So keep it this way, So stretch, keep it this way.
You will be surprised how many people do this incorrectly. It's again, mind to muscle connection. When you're going all the way down, you want to keep the natural alignment of your spine and feel it in those hamstrings by slightly bending the knees. Most people find this quite tricky. You have to play around with it and understand the mechanics before actually going and executing this exercise. And this is what I was basically trying to explain to him.
When you get lowest, that's when you straighten. Yeah. So before your back straightens, That's it, that's it. Stop there. Right, come on. Pull your back straight. Keep going, pull your back. There, up. Yeah, pull your back straight. Take it out.
So Valen has to be straight or bent.
Your back has to be slightly bent. When you start straight on the way down, it means that you're absolutely tight. That's what it means. This is too far down. So you're actually, so you want to go just about your ankle.
Okay.
Nice. Now relax. Bring it down, relax.
Yeah, it just can't stay a little bit.
You're going too low, that's why.
That's why I have to.
Still big balance sometimes. You have a low back pain. It's not because your lower back's hurt.
Breaking this down, I'm basically saying having lower back pain sometimes doesn't mean your lower back is tight or is hurting. It may be linked with your knees, it may be linked with your hamstrings, it may be linked with your hips. When Luca's doing the RDLs, I can instantly tell he starts to round his back when it gets too low. This basically means this is where the hamstrings starts to tighten. When doing the RDLs, keep your back arched. When you notice the back start to rounding, it means, remember, overcompensate. Other muscles are trying to compensate the movement. And you don't want that. Why? Because the muscle you are trying to target doesn't get executed. So always stay alert and watch when you're training. Just look for the basic things your body's trying to do to lift the movement. So, shall we? Shall we start our set? Let's go.
2, 1. Let's go. Let's go.
Good. I just make sure I'm doing it right.
Nice.
So I'll do it that way just so I can see from them right. So you arch your back out.
All the way. Release back. Nice. Bend your knees more.
Bend knees?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Knees more straight.
just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. There we go. Nice. And then too much.
Okay, much.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect.
The thing is, yeah, squats, man, I haven't really trained that muscle on it. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I feel it, what am I not sorry, like, should you feel most of it on the hamstring? Most of it?
I need to know that. Because obviously you're still working a little bit as well.
Yeah.
What's it called? The rectus muscle still being obviously worked on.
Yeah.
Just don't bend your knees too much. Arch your back a little lower. And try and stay straight and slightly down. Stay straight, slightly down. So keep going. So this part, so once you see this part, you straight. Think of this spine, this is more connected. Now your head goes up. It's actually straight. It's all connected. That makes sense. Keep on that. Yeah. As you go down, it's just all connected. So let's see how your head goes up. You want to keep your head down at the same time. Yeah. Get used to it after a while. So put your back. Put your down as you're going down.
So after that.
Yeah. That's it. You want to put the spine straight. Better. Much better. And you're going to it's a habit.
Yeah.
After a while, you get used to it. I was taught always keep your spine straight. That's the exercise. Nice. Got it.
Okay, so I basically purposely put the second set in because I want you to see what I mean by nature of adaptation. We are human beings. We adapt to things over time. While learning something once won't change your old habits. You still have that old mechanics in your mind, so you're going to always revert back to the old way. If you saw previously, I was explaining to Luca how to keep his neck aligned. Keep it straight so you don't put no pressure on the neck. During the set, obviously he's used to his old ways, so what happens? He goes back to revert to his old ways. And that's natural, as normal. As I keep telling people, you're not going to learn something once. It takes time, it takes habits, and over time you'll get used to the new habits.
I can feel it now. Huh? I can feel it. I can't feel it.
It's not a day.
Yep.
Straight or like this?
So the way around the area, around straight. Wide up.
Wide.
Yes. Just do it up forward. Just put it forward. It's not too big. Just put it down. Chest down. Up. And then squat. One. It's good, right? It's fine. Just feel it. We're going to do it twice. You're going to do this way. You're going to do it
Oh, wow, okay.
and you're going to show it that.
Sweet.
Wide up.
But you can do like this or like this.
No, like, anyway, fine.
I'll do it for you.
Take it back. Let's go. Let's go. 5. 6. Roll it. 7. 8. 9. One more. 10. Is it right? 165, 168. Wait. 165. You can take that away. Do it again. Let's do 10. Wide. Up. Other way. Take a second. Four.
Winners. Sign up the Warriors.
It's just something about meeting like-minded people that really just gets me. I'm not sure if you heard from the clip, but Luke was feeling very flustered, very lightheaded, dizzy, very red. I told him to take a breath. I told him to sit down, take your time before we go into the next set. I noticed during this entire training session, there were times he felt very dizzy. Why? Because some parts were very intense and he was just not used to it. Hence I said, take your time before we move on to the next exercise.
We're going to move it up a little way up. Okay, so when you stop, so I say, come down and like, but hit. Oh yeah, so you don't lock, you like that. Yeah, so you don't rest. Right, you ready? Yeah. So when the 20 stop, and 20 again. Cool. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Down, up, quick up, quick up, quick up, quick up. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, let's go. 4, 3, 4. Keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up. 5. That's how it should be. 6, 7, breathe. 11, come on. 12 more. 30, keep full. 14, squeeze. 19, twist it up, hold legs, no flex squats, you're flexing, keep it flex, 10 seconds, 9, keep flex, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, take it perfect, 1, 20 again, 1, breathe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, come on, 9, come on, 10 more, 10, breathe, 12, 13, 14, 5 more, keep it up, 1 more, 1 reps, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, relax. Oh, man, I almost size. Take your time. Take your time. That'll be this push before the legs never.
Here's that. No, take it. Go on. It's a great hamstring finish up. So we've got to use that balance type coordination. Can you imagine here? So it's 10 reps. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow. Bring it up.
Anyway, no, I'll do it. Ready, okay. 3, 2, 1, up. There we go. 1. 2. Control. 3. Hamstrings. You good hamstrings, yeah? Good. 4. Come on. Push. 5. 6. Control.
What's the higher?
Come on. Keep going. Bring at least 10. 8. More.
No, I'm 15.
One more. 10. 11. Control. 12. Come on. Bring it up. 13.
Oh.
Come on. 14. Up. Now relax.
2 more.
One more. Hold it. Relax.
Oh, both full.
You need to do more here. So, you got it.